Morning, folks. Today's soap is brought to us from Strike Gold Shave. Name of this one here is Madison. This is one of the early soaps that when Frank first started his line of presidential shaving soap. This one here, I've had this one here for a while, and it's still fairly soft in the container there. Most of the Strike Gold shaves that you see of today will have 5 ounces. This one here had 4 ounces in it. And matter of fact, this is what the back label looked like back then. And this one here has a scent of, I think it's vanilla, lemongrass, plum, and I think there's a few more that I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, has a nice, I guess you might say, just a slightly sweet scent to it. I'm going to be following the shave up with some Aqua Velva Musk. Good stuff here. And I've got it whipped over here in my smooth bottom bowl with a Yaqi brush. It's a 24 millimeter. If I remember right, this one here is referred to as a Moka Express, and this came to me, by the way, of Stephen Sprague. You can kind of see how the lather is whipping up there. And the color of the this particular soap, when it's in the container, it's like an off-white or an ivory color, but it whips up, and I know the light's probably washing it out, but it does whip up, white in color, if that matters to anybody. Blade of choice today is going to be a Treet Falcon, and it comes double wrapped if you're unfamiliar with it. And there's just a little bit of glue that's or wax that's on the blade itself. And I've got it in a Merkur 37C Slant. Now the handle is going to be, as far as I know, it's identical to the 34. The biggest difference in this two-piece shaver is that the head is slanted. I got the usual suspects over here in the way of a Crown King alum block complete with rubber band this morning, and my Humphreys witch hazel here that's got menthol and peppermint in it, and there's not a whole lot left. I've already put a hot towel to the face this morning. I'll go ahead and get started with the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Ice Cube, and as it goes for finding Madison, good luck with that one, because like I say, it was a while back. I think first time I shaved with it was maybe August of 2016, I think. I had to go back and see if I could find a posting of it, and it's been a good long moment since this one here has been out. This shave I'm expecting to be somewhat different than yesterday's shave, in that the yesterday's shave was, a mild shave. Well, there is plenty of growth here. In other words, a bit more than what I normally would have this time of the morning. And with the slant, I'm expecting a lot different shave. And I don't remember off the top of my head, but I don't think I've used a Treet Falcon in my slant razor here. As it goes for the price, on the going price of a Merkur slant, yeah. I would say probably the best bet would be look on eBay for a better price. The going price seems to be anywhere from about like $47 to $50 and on up. Kind of expensive, at least in my opinion. Excuse me. I don't remember exactly where I bought mine from. I'd have to go hunt it down, find the right posting where I found it. I think if I remember right, though, I got mine on eBay, which you can generally find, especially at certain times of the year, you can find a better price. Excuse me, got a frog. Better price than $50 or $60. I know I didn't pay that much for it. That's pretty steep, at least in my opinion. If you've seen some of my videos, I do have a tendency to try to either get things on sale or on the cheap, or however you want to look at it. Sometimes you just don't have a choice, and certain products, in other words, if you want it, you probably ought to buy it when you see it, because it's not going to be around for very long, limited edition or whatever the case might be. And in some cases, they're just limited production, and even though they'll come back out every so often, you have to be patient and wait. And sometimes after a while, depending on how long you've had to wait, can't just wait any longer. Waited long enough, and just can't, wait as long as maybe what I do. Because sometimes, when some of these items come out, they go out of production, and there you are. Now you're definitely going to be paying out to those, because everybody knows it's out of production. If you want it, you're going to have to pay the price. This one here, as far as I know, is still in production, so don't think there's any fear of that happening anytime soon. I've used Treet Falcon a few times, various different shavers. Always have pretty good luck with this particular blade. It was probably one of my surprise blades that I got. I bought a few one time, and tried them out, and they seemed to work pretty well for me, so I bought a 100-pack of them. And they still work pretty good. Got the lather whipped up pretty close like I prefer it on the wet side. Almost drippy. Pretty close. Have every expectation, though, this is going to be a lot more efficient shave. It's always been that way with this particular shaver. If I remember right, I think this is one of Johnny's favorite shavers. Now, over the years, I don't know if they changed some of their production habits with this particular shaver. On the outside, everything looks pretty good, in my opinion, where it counts. On the underside of this particular shaver, and it's in very small print. I don't know if this camera is going to pick it up. It does mention Soligen Germany right down here at the bottom, but it is probably not going to pick it up because it is in tiny print. But you can kind of tell that the finish on the underside is different than what it is on the top side. It doesn't bother me none, but for some folks that might be off-putting, may not appreciate that. Doesn't affect the shave at all by any means. But for some folks, expecting, I guess you might say, to follow through all the way around on the shaver, that may not be too happy, especially if you're paying upwards of 50, 60 bucks, expecting a little bit better finishing job than that. It's more of a, I guess you might say, of a satin finish on the underside as opposed to a polished finish. It's something to point out, though. Like I said, when you're paying $50 or $60 in this day and time, most of the shavers are going to be finished up a little bit better than that. Just depends on where you're at, on your preference. Some of the selling point might be is because not only is it a slant, but it is a two-piece. There's not that many two-piece shavers out there. Guess you might say Merkur might be leading the pack on this. I'll try not to forget. I seem to have a habit of forgetting at the end of the shave, taking it apart and show you what it looks like on the other side. And if you're familiar with what a Treet blade looks like, Falcon, I'll be able to show you that. Treet, kind of like Lord blades. Treet makes quite a few different kind of blades. And Treet Platinum is another one that seems to work well for me. On occasion, not always, that this sometimes referred to as Black Beauty, but it is a carbon blade, and it is dark black or a bluish color, deep blue, that has a tendency to look like almost black. Probably just depends on what kind of light you're looking at. But that blade, the carbon blade, black one, every once in a while I can get it to work pretty well in a shaver, and then other shavers not so much. I'm to the point where I'm looking for a different blade. But Treet makes several different blades, styles, if you will. A lot like Lord. Lord's got quite a few. I can't even begin to mention all of them. There's several of them. I would think that if you're following, you like that line of blades, you'll find one or two that you like at least. I was really surprised though when I first got these blades. Of course, when I see the first time I saw them, Treet blades, Falcon. Well, the first thing I think of when it comes to Falcon, besides the football team, Atlanta Falcons, but the first thing I was thinking of was my knowledge of Falcons is that their talons are pretty darn sharp. So I thought, maybe that's how they got the name. This is a pretty smooth shaver. I don't notice, there is a difference, but not enough to, how can you say, drive a person away from looking for a smooth shaver and choosing this shaver. But it is pretty darn efficient. It's pretty smooth. There is some feedback on the against grain pass, which is, I guess you might say, kind of normal with a shaver like this. But it feels very smooth. No, just going through my normal, I guess you might say normal routine. There's a spot down here that if I worked it a little bit more, and I'm just saying just a little bit more, I'd have a pretty close to BBS type shave. Feels pretty good. Post shave on this, when it comes to Jennifer and her products, I've always had really good luck. Mason Beauty, because back when I first, guess you might say, ran across Jennifer's soap bases, and all the soaps I had like that, I gave to my dad when he first started traditional shaving, and thought that was a pretty good idea because you get different scents and still have a good soap base, a good experience, in other words, and kind of felt like that would be a good place to start, and or finish, depending on how you want to look at it. He still got them, of course. It's going to be a while before he runs out of them, because I had several of them. Let's see what the album block has to say this morning. Got a little bit of stinging right there. A little bit right there. Another spot right here. And that is it. Post shave feels still good, even though the base has changed over time. This is pretty nice. Like I said, I have had Madison. This is one of the, like I say, earlier soaps from Strike Gold Shave. I don't remember exactly what the first one was. May have to give that some thought or look back at my postings, see if I can figure out which one was the first one. But I'm pretty sure I've got it. I think there was one that I didn't get. I think the timing was not quite right for me. I was, I guess you might say, busy spending my money elsewhere at the time. And a lot, it's a lot like Frank soap. If you see it, you might want to get it when you see it, because later on he's probably going to be sold out, and he may or may not make any more of it. So there you are. then you missed out. And I think that's what happened to at least one of those soaps early on that I have missed out. Oddly enough, this is one of those musk aftershaves my wife likes. She doesn't particularly care for musk, but she does like this one here. That's what the opening looks like. It's pretty good size there. I think because it has a little bit of a, I guess you might say, a sweet twist to it. So in other words, kind of goes along with the plum. Really nice post-shave feel. Even, considering how 2016 and how the bases have changed over time, this soap base here works well for my face. Post-shave feel feels pretty good. I thought it'd just be fitting, since yesterday I Honest Abe and Breakout Madison, one of the earlier soaps. Um, Still like this soap. This has got a nice scent to it. Good luck in trying to find this one here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be sparse finding it on buy, sell, trade. I really like that scent. Nice smooth shave. Like I say, just a little bit of stinging from the alum block, but overall, a really nice shave. No stinging from the aftershave. That's the other thing too. Is by the time everything's done and over with, my face is feeling great. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay cool because it is like hot, around 100 degrees. Heat index sometimes get up over 100 here lately. So just, take it easy out there. Stay cool. Stay safe, healthy, and smooth shaves to you.